Good morning, everyone, and welcome back for another energy forecast and oracle reading. Please excuse my voice, I'm still getting over a bit of the flu. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's see what energy we're dealing with at the moment. Considering there's quite a banger of a full moon tomorrow, let's see what energetic weather this is bringing for us, because as we know, full moons are about releasing, letting go, and of course tying in with the theme of this universal year 9 this year. It's all about letting go of what doesn't serve us this year, shedding skins to reveal a newer and better version of ourselves underneath. So let's have a look and see what the energy is here to bring to us at the moment. What energetic weather are we dealing with right now? Let's pick a tarot card. Let's see. Can't make this up. We have the 8 of Cups. So if you look at this lady, she's walking away from the dark towards the dawn of a new day. And in that bowl is the last of her F's. Okay? So we might find, I'm hearing the word renewal. Now, in this process is not fun, right? It's not easy to let go of what doesn't serve, because when we let go of what doesn't serve, it has to make itself starkly apparent first. So in other words, at the moment, life might feel very, very loud, right? Everything that is not working, that is not serving, that is not bringing us peace, etc., is going to become so loud at the moment that we literally can't ignore it. And that is not a pleasant feeling. So please don't expect your process of renewal as being butterflies and sunshine. Don't even try fake positive it either, okay? There's nothing worse than gaslighting yourself into thinking that it's all okay, you know, it's all for the greater good. That's gaslighting. Okay, don't do that to yourself. Acknowledge it for what it is. Acknowledge and sit with whatever it is that you've outgrown, whatever it is that is no longer bringing you peace, whatever it is that is upsetting, that is unsettling, that you are feeling very uncomfortable with. Acknowledge it for what it is. It is no longer a pleasant experience. Acknowledge it. Don't fake positive your way out of it. That is denial of how you truly feel, okay? So acknowledge that, sit with that, and then ask yourself, okay, what would I prefer instead? Okay, this is what I'm not liking, I'm not enjoying, this is not serving me. What would I prefer to feel instead? So it could be maybe you prefer peace, joy, ease, calm, whatever it is that you prefer. Then, and only then, can you bring your focus to what you would prefer instead. Put your focus there, because as you orient yourself towards what you would prefer, then your higher self, God, source, angels, universe, the powers that be, right, will then direct you, and they usually will give you ideas on how to get there. You'll get inspirations on how to get there, right? And then you take baby steps towards that. Because remember, whatever you feel is not serving you anymore, it's a mutual thing, okay? So whatever's not serving you anymore, you're also not serving it. It's a mutual thing, okay? Now, let's get some wisdom from the wisdom of the oracle advice on how we can best migrate out of and through what is no longer serving right now. Chop wood, carry water. Keep it simple, okay? Do what's in front of you, because what often trips us up is it's too much. I've got to get to the top of that mountain. It's too much. It's too far. It's too hard. And because it's too hard, that's what keeps us in an uncomfortable situation after all, because it's too much, it's too hard, right? Now, what I'm hearing Spirit say is we need to choose our hard, okay? In other words, staying stuck in a situation that you've tried everything to fix or change and it's not happening, that's hard. Choosing something better is also hard. Choose your hard. right? But also, I'm hearing Spirit say it can be easy when you break the new down into very small, biteable portions. Like, what can you do today that's going to serve your new beginning, that's going to serve the new you? What ideas are you getting? How can you take little baby steps towards that? Because if you're standing on the ground of your life at the moment and you're looking at this big mountain of the new, don't look all the way up there and see the enormity of it. Break it into small steps. Look down at your feet and break it into small, biteable portions. And then when you look again, you'll be on the top of the mountain wondering what the fuss was about. You see? Break it into small, biteable portions. Be kind to yourself, right? Okay, chop wood, carry water. Now let's get some further wisdom from the angels and ancestors. What guidance is here, please? Angels and ancestors. Summer. Bask in joy and light. Acknowledge. I'm hearing Spirit say, acknowledge the good that is already starting to come into your life. Acknowledge the little bits of joy, the little bits of excitement, the little hints of good things to come, because they're coming in. Okay? So bask in this. There is a lot to be grateful for. Now, that is, again, not to gaslight yourself out of what you're experiencing at the moment. Okay? Do not do that to yourself. But do acknowledge the little hints of good that are coming through, because that kind of gives you hope. It gives you the understanding and the knowing that there's some sort of good at the end of this tunnel. There's something pulling you. Now, I've been feeling for the past, that's why I wanted to do this video today. I've been feeling for the past day or so, something's brewing. Something's brewing. Something's coming. Okay, and it's good. Something good is coming. I can't quite put a finger on exactly what it is, because it's a culmination of too many good things at once. And I'm hearing Spirit say that it's a manifestation of what's going on the inside. So in other words, as we are growing and evolving and expanding, it's pushing out and it's rippling into the world around us. There's something really good, something big is coming. Now, we all know it is the evolution of our collective consciousness. We do know that. But of course, that also manifests physically, you see? So I'm hearing Spirit say have positive expectations right now. Because to be fair, we've all been doing a lot of work. We've all been really listening to our souls, to source, to whatever it is you align with. We've really been listening, and we've been choosing to grow and choosing to evolve instead of being passive victims of circumstance. Okay? And when we do the work and evolve, there's always something good that comes of it. Always. It's the nature of things. Okay, now let's pull a tarot card for what do we need to know now as we are well into the month of February. What else is February bringing? What else is there to experience? What is next for us during this month of February? What is next for us? Ace of Cups. Fulfillment. Love. Heart expansion. Being more in a feeling state rather than a thinking state. And I'm also hearing a gift. So that means, yes, this is Valentine's month. So a lot of us that are single might feel like we're ready for something new. If we are already in an established relationship, then that relationship has an opportunity to go to a more deeper and more heart-centered space, right? And I'm hearing Spirit say, feel the love, be the love. Feel the love, be the love. Because after all, love is what and who we are at our core. We are made of love. We just have a physical body that carries us around the place. Okay? So be open to giving and receiving love in this month of February. And that also means love of the self, right? Now, for those of you who are members, who have belonged to our membership, it did come up in the beginning of February where the focus this month would be, never mind because it's Valentine's Day, but love, right? Love is the theme. Okay, now, excuse me, let's take a Wisdom of the Oracle card and see how can we navigate the rest of February? How can we best navigate the rest of February to our advantage? Mending, healing the rifts. Healing the rift with your own self too is what I'm hearing. So for those of us that love to be hard on ourselves, self-critical, judgmental of ourselves, it's time to love and accept yourself. The same way you're so kind and nice to everybody else, it's time to give yourself the same, right? Because ultimately every single relationship we have in our lives is a direct reflection to the relationship that we actually have with our own selves. So the rest of the month feels very heart-centered, a time for healing, a time for forgiveness. Now, as we all know, I don't like the word forgiveness because of its connotation of, well, what happened is all cool. No, what happened is not cool, right? What matters now is, are we willing to release it? So instead of using the word forgiveness, consider the word release. What do you need to release so that it no longer interrupts your peace now, right? Let it go. We can't fix it. We can't change it. We can learn from it. We can become wiser for sure, right? But let it go. Don't let it interrupt your peace. And for the love of all that is good, do not let it interrupt your future. Okay, let's pull another card from the angels and ancestors for the month of February. Move beyond ancestral patterns. Now, I've spoken about this before, that we're all here on this earth plane, in this lifetime, right now, in this moment, to get off this karmic cycle, this karmic loop of repeating the same lifetime after the same lifetime, even repeating the same patterns in the same lifetime, right? Also, we would be made, especially last year, very starkly aware of ancestral patterning. You know, the same beliefs, the same habits, the same behaviors as what our ancestors had, right? Of what our society had before us. It's like we're on the same loop over and over. And that's why this lifetime feels a little more challenging, because it's loud. In front of us, it's loud, especially this year, this final year 9 of this 9-year cycle before we start a whole new cycle next year. It's become very loud and very starkly apparent of the same pattern, the same loop. I mean, if you look at even the world around us, there's a war over here and there's a war over there. It's 2025. I cannot believe we're still doing this shit. For what purpose and what? Anyway, moving on swiftly. So we can't keep repeating the same thing over and over. So we need to see in our lives what is so loud, right? And what are we doing to perpetuate that? Why are we attracting the same people over and over? Why are we allowing the same nonsense, the same stuff, same? Why are we doing this? Because we have a choice. We do, right? We have a choice. There's this beautiful word called no. And we can say no with a beautiful smile on our face to whatever it is in our world that is just not serving. And how we do it, first of all, is we stop feeding it. Put off the news for the love of all that is good. Stop being so judgmental. We need to stop saying, oh, look at this and look at that and ain't it awful. Yes, I'm not saying we mustn't have compassion. Yes, compassion for sure. Send love, send light, send healing to ourselves, to others. Help physically where we can. But let's not be in judgment and creating division and us versus them. It's feeding the machine, you see, right? Let's instead bring it home. What can we do today? How can we add a little bit of light in our little immediate world that will have a ripple effect of change, right? This comes up often. It's come up often before in readings I've done before. So anyway, long story short, now, especially in this month, it's time to really push past and move through that ancestral patterning. What can we do differently to our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, to societies that came before? What can we do differently? Now, with that, I'm also getting ancient civilizations, the ancient civilizations of the Atlantis, Lemuria. It's like that's rising again. And those civilizations all fell due to a complete and utter misuse of power, right? They fell. In this lifetime, we can't fall again. Like, we can't do this again, right? So it's time now to understand and know, and I know I bang on about this all the time, but Spirit will nag and until we get it, right? So it's like we need to understand we are powerful beyond measure. We are creators, and we are creators because we're a fractal of all that is, of source, of creator. We are fractals of creator wearing a physical body. So therefore we are also powerful beings. We are beyond powerful, more than we could ever know. And it's time to harness our power. And our power lies in our ability to choose. That's where our power lies. What choice are we making every day? Are we part of the problem or are we part of the solution? That's where we can start. And never mind that has a ripple effect on the collective, but it also has a ripple effect on each of us as individuals. Every day is a choice. Everything we do, everything we think it is a choice. If we don't like something in our lives, let's make a different choice. Choices, right? This month, choices. What are we choosing, right? I hope that makes sense there. Okay, now let's ask, what do we need to surrender? What do we need to surrender in this month of February so that we can have the best time possible, so that we can be more in alignment of who we are and our bright, beautiful future? What do we need to surrender? This card comes up. Surrender your attachment to results. The formula for success is to do all that you can to make things happen, then let go of the results. Holding on too tightly to desired outcome can sabotage it. So that ties nicely in with the chop wood, carry water, right? Let's not cling too tightly to the top of that mountain. We know we want to get there. We want to achieve certain things. Now let's break it down into small biteable portions, and let's also whistle while we work. There's no point in getting to the destination if you're hating the journey. You know, as cliched as it sounds, the journey is everything. We have to enjoy the journey. Otherwise, what's the point? Because when you get to the destination, after that, there's another whole other destination. You see? What's the point? We have to enjoy the journey. Chop wood, carry water, let go of the attachment to the result. Alrighty, let's pick a card now from the Gateway of Light Activation. And let's see, what are our souls up to at the minute? What are our souls up to? What card? Oh, that card fell out. And that card fell out too. So today we have 3. They all fell out. Okay, so the first one, we get this card all the time. Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. Okay, let's read out the message of this card. Arcturian light codes. Now, whenever we get a card more than once, it means a theme is ongoing. It's not just for now, it's ongoing. Okay, so let's read. What does it say? You can evolve into a greater state of being. This begins with how you approach even the most mundane of tasks in your own little universe. That's the chop wood, carry water. Show up in ways you've never shown up before. Instead of checking out of this planet, it's time to check in. Instead of feeling that life is happening to you, realize that you have a huge part to play. Recall your power. Realize you are part of the evolution of humanity, and it's time to become the leader that you were born to be. It doesn't matter if you're leading yourself or a larger group. The key is to create more loving ways of doing things, Honor the ideas or thoughts that you've been having recently. If you've been hearing high-pitched noises, seeing flickers of light, or sensing that you're being visited by beings in your sleep, know that you're receiving downloads from heaven. Now, funnily enough, over the last 2 days, I've been seeing a lot of flashes in my peripheral vision. And the flashes have been a lot bigger than usual. Now, whenever I see bright flashes, especially like this indigo kind of shade of blue, that for me, that's very much Archangel Michael energy. Archangel Michael's energy is a deep cobalt sort of indigo blue. So if you're seeing different flashes, different colors, they're usually on the ray of that particular angelic, right? So it's like the angels are close, the higher beings are close, because they're here to help us. Obviously, they can't do the work for us because we are the ones that are here doing for them physically what they cannot do, right? So if you're seeing a lot of that, yeah, your angelic team is there to help and support. Ask for the help and be open to receiving it when they give it. And usually they'll help by giving you an idea, an insight, a thought, and inspiration. Okay, so the next one is another very light-filled card. It says Orion activation, supernova, recreation, renewal, rebirthed by light. I love the portal. That's what it is. We are heading into a very powerful portal. Oh, well, next month is the start of eclipse season. That makes sense. So yeah, that's what's coming. Huge change, huge portal of activation. Let's see, Orion activation. Where is this card? Okay, this card says, all of your fears and setbacks are being stripped from your energy now. It is essential for your old ways of being to fall away and for you to go through a process of renewal in order to move forward. The old stories of your life aren't yours to live out or live up to. You are far greater than these limiting experiences. The beings of Orion are surrounding you now, and they see you as one of them. Someone who has been born with the knowledge that they can live with great purpose and make a real difference to the world, whether on a global scale or in a particular corner of the planet. When you draw this card, you're being reminded that you have infinite star potential. Now, as I'm reading all of this, what I am noticing, especially in a lot of my members that belong to my membership, a lot of the clients I've been reading for recently, a lot of us are waking up, okay? What I mean by that is a lot of people are starting to realize that they are beyond their 3D job. They are beyond their 3D self. They're feeling this calling, this pull to do something more. And the pull is so strong and so loud that they just cannot ignore it anymore. Also, I'm noticing a lot of people's psychic and intuitive abilities are coming online more and more. And there's damn good reason for it. It's because us, the light workers, we are here to shed light and to help the world so we can have this shift in consciousness so that we can get to where we need to be, so that we can get off that loop of karmic repetition that we were speaking about earlier. So a lot of us are waking up to a higher calling, a higher purpose, right? Now, the next card says, Venusian Galactic Council, Star Being Guides, answer the call, time to shine. You can't make this shit up, can you? Okay, let's see. Venusian Galactic Council. What does this card say? Sorry. Where's V? That's the end of the alphabet. Venusian Galactic Council. I don't think we've had this card before. Anyway, okay, so the message of this card says, this is a call to action. You're being asked to step up and create the changes you want to see in the world. You have a reason for being here, and you have the potential to inspire, support, and heal your corner of the world. Don't let this information scare you or overwhelm you, for you're being prepared energetically to step into this role. The ideas you've been having recently are divine downloads, but you aren't being called to make dramatic changes to your life, simply to move forward step by step. As we were saying earlier, the Venusian Galactic Council will reveal more information to support you. Be aware of downloads of information and spiritual signs, for they are confirmation that you're on the right path. Now, with that, I'm hearing the word quickening. It's like, how do I put this? They show me it's like a drain. On the outside, things swirl down the drain slowly, but as we come closer to the portal, the drain, it quickens, and then zoop, and then it goes. That's what we're doing at the moment. It's a huge quickening. So the more of us that step into our power, that step into our light, that show up as our authentic selves, because our true authentic self is light at the end of the day, okay? So as we step into that, more of our gifts are revealed. The more we use our gifts, the more we show what our gifts are. It's a trigger. It's like a domino effect, right? Because at the end of the day, we are all energy. We're all one big fat collective consciousness after all. So as we do that, more and more of us wake up, more and more of us create more light, more love. The more we have that world that we all know in our heart already exists. It's there. We are just the people here making it happen through us. So when we ask the question of, well, who do I think I am? You know, how can I make change on the earth? Oh, you have no idea the change you can make on the earth. And how you do that? Being authentic, being real, being your absolute true self. Let that shine through. Whether that is in your job, whether that is in your business, whether that is at school, in your neighborhood, or even in your own house. Be the change you want to see in the world. Okay, we are being supported to do that now more than ever. And I'm hearing Spirit say, whatever you do, don't get distracted. Okay, don't get distracted by the drama in the world around you, because that's there to distract you off and to take your light away from you. I'm not saying being an ostrich, put your head in the ground. Yes, we can know what's going on in the world, but we certainly do not need to feed it. Okay? Bring it back to light. And this is not fake positivity. This is about, what can I do to add a little bit of light to this situation? What can I do to help my neighbor that's having a tough time? What can I do to be the light? What can I do to make things better? And as you do that, it is amazing how you start to get more of what you want. I don't want that to sound superficial, but you know what I mean. It's like the more you allow yourself to be authentic and real, the more your life has a weird way of working out. The more you get directed towards what is an energetic match for you. So in other words, for those of us that are maybe struggling to find a new job, struggling with going through a divorce, just struggling, the more you let yourself be authentic and real and listen to this little inner voice that's trying to pull us out of the dark, the better it all gets. The more on the right path for ourselves we are. Because what is the right path for ourselves, what is the right path for the collective, is always one and the same. What you feel and know in your heart that is good for you by default is good for everybody else. That's unity consciousness right there. Okay, so there we have it, everyone. I hope that is helpful. Let me know in the comments below how you're doing, how you're feeling. What are you feeling guided to release? Are you seeing any flashes, like little signs in your peripheral vision? How is Spirit communicating with you? I love reading your comments. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. Have a beautiful week. Lots of love. Bye.